Okay, Balloon Fiesta fans, it's time now to pay close attention to the pilots as they're now going to begin flicker burns to add heat into their aircraft. These bursts of propane fuel flames are illuminating the Dawn Patrol balloons, as you can see, spread out across row M of Balloon Fiesta Park. With just a little bit of more heat, the balloons will begin to rise together, so I'd say it's time to get them up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the Route 66 Casino Hotel and RV Park Dawn Patrol Show, all on hot inflation. Pilots, go hot, let's stand them up. And it's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for you to join in our show. We'd like for you to put your vocal cords with mine, as well as your good energy this morning, to help count down the first Dawn Patrol all burn of the morning. So let's do it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All burn, Dawn Patrol, all burn. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce you and say hello to our Route 66 Casino, Hotel, and RV Park Dawn Patrol team. Beginning with Dawn 2, Scott Vesley from McKinney, Texas, flying Lighthouse Business Information Solutions. Dawn 3 is Rick Jones from Concord, New Hampshire, and Rick is flying the balloon Missing Bear. Dawn 4 is Captain Bubba Wayner from El Paso, Texas, and flying the balloon Hubba Bubba. Dawn 5 is Bill Armstrong from Goodyear, Arizona, flying Band of Gold. Dawn 6 is Claire Wade Callahan from Houston, Texas, flying Emerald Charm, sponsored by Subway. Dawn 7 is Tim Taylor from Salt Lake City, Utah, flying D3. Dawn 8 is Michael Scott from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, flying Spirit in Disguise. Dawn 9 is Brian Carlson from Topeka, Kansas, flying Dreams Fulfilled. Dawn 10 is Dale Ruth from Albuquerque, flying Dawn's Delight. Dawn 11 is Tim Cloyd from Runnels, Iowa, flying Glorious Drifter. And Dawn 12 is Chuck Schick from Bosque Farms, flying Brilliant Shadow. All right, Dawn Patrol, let's do a flicker burn this time. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please help with the countdown in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flicker burns, flicker burns. And by now, ladies and gentlemen, the passengers have loaded into the baskets. The pilots and crew are readying their aircraft for flight, so it's almost time for us to send them off. But as we go, we do need your help. The balloon chase crew teams will, of course, need to pack things up on site and then give chase. So we ask that you please give them room to move the vehicles around, and if asked, please clear a path so they can exit the field. One more time for an all burn and the start of our Dawn Patrol Show launch. Again, here comes the countdown in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All burn, Dawn Patrol. And now let's watch and enjoy as the Dawn Patrol balloons leave the ground to take up into the pre-dawn skies. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with the launch of our final balloon, our sponsor, Route 66 Casino, Hotel, and RV Park, is proud to present this morning the Dawn Patrol Show. And ladies and gentlemen, if you look high overhead, it appears we have a box this morning, as a couple of the Dawn Patrol team are now moving back over the field. And ladies and gentlemen, as the Dawn Patrol balloons begin to drift away, or at least continue to drift overhead to enjoy their day, we want to give special thanks to the sponsor of our show, the Route 66 Casino Hotel and RV Park. We'd also like to thank you for being here so early and being a part of the show. For now, I'm Glenn Moyer. I'll be joined by my colleagues Art White Jr. and Larry Aaron shortly as we get onward with day 2 here at the Balloon Fiesta. We'll visit with you again very soon as we'll be ready for another spectacular mass ascension, all coming up here at the 46th edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. It's the world's premier event presented by Canon. We'll speak again soon. Have a great day, everybody.
From the hot air balloon capital of the world, this is the 46th edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, presented by Gannon. The world's premier ballooning event is happening now in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is Balloon Fiesta Live, online and on the air.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 46th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta presented by Cannon. I'm Art Lloyd Jr. along with my colleague Glenn Boyer. Good morning again, sir.
Good morning. It's good to be back with you again today, and it looks like we've got another great morning. We saw the box working early with Dawn Patrol, so should be a wonderful day for another mass ascension.
It should be as well. We just had our national anthem sung by the Albuquerque Academy Unaccompanied Minors. And our balloon of the day, Marauder's Mark, flown by David Eichhorn from Corrales, New Mexico. Our Krispy Kreme balloons are inflated out there. Of course, the morning glow. And now that the balloon of the day is in the air, we are underway. The Krispy Kreme's balloons will launch, and the rest of our balloons will start cold inflation for our mass ascension this morning.
And a nice job, by the way, in changing the names around on the screen there. I noticed we have them correct this morning.
We have them correct this morning. We do indeed.
We were backwards yesterday, but today we're correct.
So those of
You're
you,
Art and I'm Glenn.
So those of you who posted the picture with it the other way,
take
a
a
picture
new
of this
and post it, will you?
Edit that post and get that up there.
Absolutely.
So, hey, first time in 46 years we've put a whole live video stream together here. And we're just kind of learning as we go on some of these, although we got a lot of great people working on it. It's one of those little things, you test a lot of things out and then you miss a couple there. But we appreciate everybody watching us on balloonfiesta.com. You can pick up the stream there. Some 3,600 people tuned into that stream yesterday.
That's awesome. I know I had some friends from around the world watching. I had friends in the Netherlands and in Scotland that were tuned in England. So, it's pretty awesome. And I guess, I think I kind of coined the term online. We're going to have to rename this. We used to work from the super secret announce tower.
Yes.
And I've taken now to calling this location the Balloon Fiesta Live Rooftop Studio.
Rooftop Studio.
I think that sounds a lot nicer.
Yeah, I like that. I've been saying this is the year that the super secret announce tower goes public.
Yeah, well, it kind of did. I think most people now know where we are. And what's really daring about this entire live streaming project to me is that they have you and I doing this because both of us sort of have faces for radio.
Exactly.
No offense, of course, Art, but let's be honest here.
I spent some time in television, but then kind of moved on to his other things as well. And
I did too when I was younger. I did a lot of work in television. And
that's why we
Texas.
have pretty balloons.
That's right. That's why we have all these gorgeous balloons to look at. And the mountains. What an awesome backdrop we have with the Sandia Mountains here, especially when they're highlighted in the mornings. Still a bit in silhouette as the sun is not yet quite up over the mountains, but just a beautiful scene here in Albuquerque, as it is every year. And, of course, this is my 20th year here on the tower, or in the new rooftop studio, as we were. So
we have to start counting again.
Yeah, I guess we should start over. Yeah.
And,
I guess maybe next year when I get to 29, I'll just stop right there. And then from there on, it'll always just be the 29th year.
There you go. So, just enough clouds off there to the northeast. Going to give us some nice color here this morning as well. Of course, a gorgeous moon overnight, which made for part of a fabulous launch of the America's Challenge gas balloon race last night. So we had it was one of the best nights we've had here because not only do we have the America's Challenge gas balloons lifting off of here, we immediately followed that with our Twilight Twinkle balloon.
Our first balloon glow of the season. I was watching the stream. I had the night off. Thank you to you and Larry for that. And so I was back at my hotel with my cat Bailey and watching a live stream. So it was actually kind of fun because, I've had nights off in the past. We swap off now and then.
Yes.
But I've never really been able to see what was happening at Balloon Fiesta Park. And so that was really awesome to be able to sit and watch it as a spectator last night. That was fun.
We had a great crowd last night, and I'm looking out there as the field is lighting up, and we can actually see out there now. There looks like we're going to have a great crowd this morning. If I'm even looking out here in the middle of the field where it tends to start thinning out, and it's definitely a lot more folks out there this morning. Thanks for coming out.
Well, I think some people stay away on the first day just because the traffic is so horrendous getting in.
Everybody's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I was caught in traffic yesterday. One of our producers, Brandon, was caught in traffic, and it was kind of a challenge to get here. And things this morning worked a lot smoother, as they always do. The first day is always kind of hectic. So maybe that, there might have been a few people who stayed home yesterday to let all the bugs get worked out, and now they're out this morning.
So let's see if we can identify a few of those Krispy Kreme glow pilots up there. I see the red, white, blue balloon of Keith Lutz. That's high maintenance, sponsored by Alaskan Airlines. The actual Krispy Kreme donut is actually the balloon. It's got a nice big donut on there, and I didn't get mine yet this morning. So
well, neither have I, as a matter of fact. So if you're listening down there, Krispy Kreme.
Yep.
Yeah. And we had a nice, great shot, I noticed. And we have a new camera operator this morning. Church is not here.
They're alternating here.
Our church got a lot more attractive during the evening.
That's
I'm
Randy.
not sure which. That's Randy?
That's
okay.
Randy there, yep.
Good morning, Randy. Nice to have you with us.
So the Krispy Kreme sponsored balloon on the right side of the picture there, if you're watching on the screen, that's Jeff Duff flying the balloon called Sincerely. And there's Keith Lutz, I mentioned, spinning his balloon around with the turning vent there to show us the Alaska Airlines banner. They are a new sponsor with us and are sponsoring our laser light shows as well.
Well, also very high in the sky, the balloon that is farthest to the west that has these beautiful turquoise windows in it here in the sides, kind of yellow on the bottom, and then goes into oranges and burgundies. That's Lance Terry. Lance is here out of Plano, Texas. I'm just trying to uncase my Canon binoculars. I'm not having a lot of luck here.
Got to get those gloves on.
Oh, wait. Well, no, the zipper goes further down. I just didn't see that. Now I got them. There we go. These are the most awesome binoculars that I think I've ever seen that Canon supplies to us. And not only are they incredibly powerful, but they have an image stabilization feature in it where once you're looking at something, as you know, sometimes binoculars shake in your hands. And with this image stabilization button, you just press and hold it, and it locks the image down, which is awesome for reading banners and things like that on the side of a balloon.
Oh, there's a shot of you actually using them there.
Oh, okay.
So we also see coming right over the center of the field this nice yellow balloon with the kind of red shape of New Mexico on it. It is flying the Don Chalmers banner.
Well, that's what I'm staring at with my Canon binoculars. Yeah, I was trying to read that, make sure
there it is right
the Don
there.
Chalmers.
Eric Greenwood from Albuquerque flying the balloon called Enchanted. Of course, New Mexico, the land of enchantment.
I'm just trying to dial in the binoculars with my glasses so that I can actually read what it is I'm looking at. There we go.
So the
focus.
nice yellow though with turquoise in there as well. That's the one you just talked about.
Well,
no, you talked about the high one with the pennants.
Very high with the pennants.
There you go. Now the idea here is a mass ascension, which we have 550-ish balloons registered here. Obviously can't put them all in the air at exactly the same time. So we do this in waves. We start actually at the south end of the field and at the middle of the field. And so we'll be working our way through the field, and we do it twice. So we'll go through this twice. And with the box working this morning, very slow winds here on the ground, we expect it will take a little bit of time to be able to get all of these balloons up and running there. And we're starting to see the balloons on row A down here at the south end inflate.
This is the row that is directly in front of our corporate village, where our various sponsors have their private hospitality suites. One of the first balloons standing up here is the Intel balloon, and that is Sean Askren on board as pilot. Sean is here from Middletown, Ohio. This is his 29th year at Fiesta. So Sean and I actually then began coming to Fiesta at the same time, since this is my 28th year on the mic, but I was here 1 year earlier just as a spectator. So nice to have Sean Askren here flying the Intel balloon. That's that white balloon with the red, blue, and yellow building blocks around the sides, and of course the blue Intel logo that you can see clearly. Depending on where you are on the field, of course. Some people can't see it at all, but
But if you're watching the stream
If you're
on
watching the stream,
balloonfiesta.com,
you
it's
can
right
see it
there dead center.
clearly, that's right. Now, of course, our vision from our new rooftop studio gets a little bit blocked because once these balloons do begin to inflate here on sponsor row, or row A, up in the area near the corporate village, we're unable to see the south, or actually what would be the northern half of the field, until these balloons stand up, and then we can see through them. So it takes a few minutes for us to get a good vision all the way down the field once we begin to inflate the balloons that are here along row A. One of the balloons that has launched from down around the center of the field is Bill Adler. The balloon is called Bill's Turn. Bill's here from Longview, Texas, his 17th year at Balloon Fiesta. His balloon is right smack in the middle of the field at the moment, and it is bold stripes of red, or rather green, yellow, red, and blue, top to bottom.
I saw a shot on our feed there from the backside of Simbaloo there. There it is, again, right there. We see the kind of the backside, long lead. Of course,
yes.
debuted there a year ago, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. Simbaloo is the iconic lion's head balloon. There you see it on the feed, peeking up above one of the balloons. And they are here from Longleat, which is host to what is now the largest balloon festival in the United Kingdom. And I have the great honor of being the commentator there. Was there just 3 weeks ago. And Simbaloo is being flown by Ashley Moore, who's traveled all the way over from the UK. He is one of several balloons that are brought to us by Andrew Holly with exclusive ballooning. They also have their entire family of penguins here, Puddles, Splash, and Tall Steve. And I think that's the head of Tall Steve that we could just see peeking above a couple of these balloons here already inflated. Meanwhile, back here at the corporate row into the field, the Intel balloon is getting airborne once again. That is Sean Askren aboard as pilot.
So that yellow top that Simbaloo was looking over there, that's a honeydew at Bill Walker. And we'll call that one out as well. Oh, look at that shot there on our feed there with the moon there.
Yeah.
Yes, and Simbaloo kind of checking out the other balloon there. Oh, yep, the sky is filling up with balloons already. We're just getting started here. A number of balloons starting to stand up. Even the Krispy Kreme glow balloons that have launched now just kind of hanging over. Eric Greenwood and the Don Chalmers balloon coming back overhead now. Definitely the box is in effect here today.
The nice thing about having the box in effect is that, in essence, it slows everything down, because what happens, it depends on whether you're looking at it from a good or a bad angle, but it slows everything down because the balloons launch and they get up overhead and they don't necessarily clear the airspace so that the balloons below can then launch. They have to get high enough to get into the box flow to get that direction out toward Corrales, which I think is where everybody's going to end up going today. But it can take a while, and so it just slows the whole process down. And that's a good thing for the spectators and everyone who's here to see the balloons, because they hang around overhead a lot longer than on a day like yesterday, where basically once you were inflated and got up into the wind flow, you were off and on your way.
On your way, you betcha. So, of course, they do ask pilots to go up no faster than 200 feet per minute, which is a nice, safe way to get up. But they also ask them to continue that rate of climb to get up and actually clear the field.
Right.
But as you can see, Sean's waving at you, Glenn, up there from the
Hey,
Intel
Sean.
balloon.
Up in the Intel balloon, Sean Askren.
So, yeah, he waved down, and then as you waved up, he was burning. So
Well,
he didn't.
I thought I heard him shout down to us, and yesterday I saw Rich Lawhorn, who flies Humpty Dumpty, after the flight, and he was telling me that as they flew over, they were yelling down at us and waving, and we didn't respond. And I said, well, that's because we now have IFBs in our ear so that we can hear the broadcast, and so we really can't hear the pilots from up overhead when they're shouting at us. But we appreciate them saying hello nonetheless.
You betcha. I did talk with a number of other folks who we talked about as they went over our tower, and they appreciated hearing us talk about them as well. So the red, white, blue balloon in the center of your screen, if you're watching us, that's Randy Oates from Louisville, Kentucky, flying the Glory balloon, sponsored by VLCM Tech. And then to the right of that, the Dr. Pepper balloon.
And that would be Robert Ambo. Robert is here from Gonzales, Louisiana, which is down in the southern part of the state of Louisiana.
And over on the left side of our feed, was on the left side of the picture there, the blue-yellow one with the yellow pennants there, that's Mojo Rising, Joe Gonzalez from Albuquerque.
Nothing like having a little mojo in the sky.
There you go. Carolyn Lilly taking off from the southeast corner of the field here in the It's a Zoo balloon with the giraffes and the other fine animals and silhouettes on there. And there's New Mexico True, flown by Bill Lee out of Gallup, New Mexico. New Mexico True, the slogan and the tagline of the New Mexico Tourism Department.
Yep, and the balloon is called True Lee.
There you go.
See, I remember that.
You remembered that. We learned from that.
That's
so,
right.
Yep.
Also here along the corporate row into the field, the rainbow-colored balloon that has the jagged white band around the middle, that is Ken Walter. There you can see it on the feed, on the far right side of the feed there. Ken Walter is here out of the great state of Wisconsin. And just next to it is the Touchstone Energy balloon, which normally would be piloted by Sherry Edwards-White, who is, by the way, the new president of the Balloon Federation of America. But Sherry and her co-pilot, Mark Sullivan, are flying in the America's Challenge gas balloon race. So I'm sure she has a substitute pilot on board. I'm just not quite sure who that is.
We might have it listed.
It might be on the sponsor list. Oh, and look there on the monitors.
There you go.
There is Tall Steve and his dad, Puddles, right there beside him. The whole family is here, Mom, Dad, Puddles, and Splash, the male and female penguins.
We actually now look at the shot. They're both there.
Yeah,
Mom and Dad are both there.
They're all right there together.
All there together.
Flying penguin family.
Andrew giving us the hashtag Tall Steve.
Hashtag Tall Steve.
Yeah, getting in. So they're all flying out of there together.
Speaking
Great
of hashtag,
picture.
Andrew Holly is flying Tall Steve. There's a nice zoom into Andrew Holly. Wave at us, Andrew. I'm sure he can't hear us up there. But Andrew and a couple of other pilots here from the UK flying the entire penguin family, which reminds me of a great funny documentary that I watched not long ago.
Look at the toenails there.
Yeah, Splash even has painted toenails. His name is Casey now, the actor that plays Sherlock Holmes.
I can't help you on that one.
Oh, gosh. Okay, well, I'll think of it. Anyway, he can't say the word penguin. He did a whole documentary calling pangolins. It's really funny. But, if you can't say the word penguin, and he can't.
And he can't, so yeah. So he just has to start calling off Puddle, Splash, and Tall Steve.
Well, yeah, but he did a nature documentary about, penguins, and the whole documentary, he's mispronouncing the word penguin.
There you go.
Which is really quite interesting.
There goes the Zia balloon. Tom McConnell at the controls there. Nice wave here. Hey, if you pick up a official Balloon Fiesta program, you can read all about the Zia balloon, how it got started and all the wonderful iterations it's been through. A fabulous article about the Zia balloon in the official program. You can pick that up all along Main Street over there. You'll want to do that to be able to find out who's who and where's where.
Well, Dr. Tom McConnell no longer flying the balloon. He's 82 now and flew up until he was 81, I believe. And I think he said yesterday he came up for a quick chat here on the rooftop studio and said yesterday that he had retired from flying now, but had last flown, I think, when he was about 81, which is a year or so ago. But his son is now flying the balloon. So now we've got the Touchstone Energy balloon airborne. Ken Walters is airborne. Also right here, there's a great shot of it on the feed, is a Gus T. Guppy, the little balloon that is flown by Larry Konash. Larry is here from Insurance Marketing Center, IMC. They are one of the major providers of hot air balloon insurance in the United States.
About to be eclipsed on the feed there by the Dr. Pepper balloon.
Absolutely. Robert Ambo above. There's Robert. Good morning, Robert. Nice to see you, sir. Have a good flight.
Coca-Cola and, of course, Dr. Pepper, and now the official soft drink sponsors here at Balloon Fiesta. Great shot of the Rainbow Riders balloons down there at the field.
Look at the crowd all the way down. That's all the way down on row P. That's a long way down the field, and look at that crowd.
Those are, of course, the ride balloons. If you're getting your bucket list checked off for a balloon ride here as well. Rainbow Riders, the official ride concessionaire. And so there will be a whole lot of people getting a check mark on their bucket list today with Rainbow Riders. If you're on the field and you're inquiring about a ride, they have a tent that is just behind Main Street, behind Concession Row, off of Mount Row P there. They usually have a few spots throughout the week. I haven't talked to Scotty yet to see exactly how many spots they might have.
Yeah, he normally comes up at some point during the week and gives us an indication of what their capacity might be. High overhead in the center of the field, royal blue balloon with white and black bands and then a rainbow spectrum stripe around the center. That is Honeydew, and that is Bill Walker from right here in Albuquerque. Bill is flying in his 24th Balloon Fiesta.
And I mentioned off the west side of the field, the red, yellow, and blue balloon with the yellow pennants. Mojo Blue, actually. I said Mojo Rising. Mojo Blue, actually. Joe Candelaria from Albuquerque there.
And the VLCM balloon, red, white, and blue here, stars and stripe kind of pattern is that you mentioned a minute ago, is airborne as well.
Catch another...
Yeah, I'm just doing a quick search here to get a little more info. And our spotter app that you have so admirably put together that works wonderfully now that I've figured out how to navigate it.
If we could only have it automatically, pick up the picture for us.
Yeah.
Actually, I made a contact in the last month or so that I think we could start bringing some of that virtual reality, artificial intelligence piece to it, where we could point our devices at the balloon and have it automatically identify it, and we don't have to do that.
That would be fun. Then I don't have to scroll through 80 special shape pictures
to find the one
that I'm looking for.
So the yellow balloon with the multicolored pennants coming at us, that's double yellow. Chuck Polanowski from Rockford, Michigan, flying that. And there goes one of the Rainbow Riders up behind them. So our ride balloons are getting off as well. The 76 balloon off on the other side of our feed. So we're starting to get some balloons launching out of the middle. Jason Gabriel from Aurora, Colorado, flying the Spirit of 76. And I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm...
You're taking pictures of our penguin family.
Of the penguins, yes.
So leave it to the kid to be looking the other way, though. Of course, Tall Stevie's looking at us.
Yeah, Tall Steve's looking at us.
Splash and Puddles are looking elsewhere.
Well, they got to be checking all their surroundings, make sure their baby chick is okay.
There you go. Baby chick already bigger than Mom and Dad.
Yeah, absolutely. Over here to the far right is the balloon called Carousel, and this is an outstanding, beautiful artwork balloon that everyone will enjoy seeing, I'm sure, with the carousel horses that go all the way around the balloon. That is one of many balloons that was done by my friend Charlie Markert, who is an artist who has hand-painted a number of very special balloons throughout his career in carousel. And I love the way it has the mirror effect all the way around, too, just like an old-fashioned carousel.
Yeah. Right below carousel there is the Nizoni Gallop balloon, what we usually call the Kachina balloon, because that's easier to remember.
Yeah.
But Malcolm White flying that one for us.
You can see it's a really slow morning, and as the balloons are launching, if they stay low, which is typical of the box, they can actually come out all overhead of us, overhead of the rooftop studio. And then if they climb high, they'll move back to the north and eventually get high enough, they'll move out to the northwest, which is where most of the pilots want to go, because that's going to take them out to the river where they can do splash and dashes in the river that they all love to do. And it's going to be a nice and relaxed, easy morning this morning. Just launching now over here to our left is, hey, we're on camera again.
There we go.
You
are.
The balloon I want to talk about. You notice I've got another tartan scarf on today, and this is the official New Mexico tartan balloon that's getting airborne now. Jeffrey Ashworth, and the balloon is called Slanja. And Slanja, or Slangeva, is a very popular toast in the UK and Ireland and Scotland, and basically it means to your health. And so that is, the balloon is actually copied from the official New Mexico tartan. You see it with the bands of yellow and the red stripes, and then as he's spinning the balloon around, you can see there on the feed, coming around now, you can see the tartan also has some blues and greens in it. You can actually log on, go to Google, do a search for official New Mexico tartan, and you'll see the beautiful fabric come up. But it is patterned exactly like, or the balloon is patterned exactly like the official New Mexico tartan. The balloon is called Slanja, and that is Jeffrey Ashworth here from Corrales, not too far away.
We'll all be headed out to his place there this morning as well.
Well, he has a very nice spread out there. He was nice enough to invite me out to his home when I was here last year, and it's not a bad place to visit, I can tell you that. We had a very wonderful dinner out there one day last year.
So
look at tall Steve, I'm sorry, just right in the middle of the crowd,
right in the middle of the crowd,
right at us.
hanging out there. So we just had a picture of Jerry Graff and Lofty Firestar there with the Mission Linen banner on it. So sponsored by Mission Linen, providing all of the banners, our tablecloths, all the things that it takes for our corporate contents, and all of those. There's Jerry and Mission Linen, the Mission Linen. Trying to get too many words in there as well. I've been trying to catch all these. There was that yellow racer, the Limonade there, and the Saguaro Sunrise, the yellow one with the cactus on it. And then Outlaw that was right above us as well, sponsored by the City Guide to Albuquerque and Ken Tantalini up there.
We talk about sometimes how slow things move, and yet it actually goes very rapidly. It's kind of, sometimes it's hard for us to keep up and catch up with everything that's flying past us.
Yeah, because they all kind of seem to come in those waves, and then we're trying, we got to talk about that one. We got to talk about that one. We got to talk about that one.
And of course, we're like everybody else here. We have our favorites, and we get distracted paying attention when we see one of those, as I do with the Sludge balloon and with the Penguins and Cymbaloo, because they're favorites of mine. And so we sometimes forget that we have to remember to talk about all the other balloons too.
Exactly.
As we begin to move into the a little further into row C, I think now we're launching from, there is one of the two Remax balloons. Now this is the new, Remax has been rebranded, and if you look at the logo on the balloon, you'll see there's more space now between the E and the slash. And when we'll see, yesterday we saw the new and the old balloon side by side. Steve Lombardi.
That was perfect to be able to see the difference there.
Because you really can't tell the difference unless you can see both side by side. But basically, Remax did some focus groups with some millennials who said that they couldn't really read Remax because the red slash kind of chopped off the bottom bar of the E, made it look like it was RF Max. And so they rebranded Remax and basically spread the logo out, giving it, each letter a little more room so you can more clearly read that it says Remax.
And a perfect example here of a turning vent in our balloons, because both Remax and the City of Plano, the City of Excellence balloon here, being flown by Bill Broker here, a turning vent, basically a place in the side of the vent, lets some air out, kind of pushes that makes the balloon turn. And when you have your logo on a balloon like that, this keeps it spinning, so no matter what direction you're looking at the balloon from, you're going to be able to see and capture that logo in your picture and in your point of view.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is something that we just call advertising.
Yep. Because otherwise, you just kind of turn if the wind.
Otherwise, it's just a pretty balloon. But you want to keep
keep
that logo where the crowd can see it. That's how you make brand impressions and those sorts of things that are important to marketing folks.
So the center of our feed picture there, the World balloon that you talked about a little bit earlier, I believe, Ultra World. And there we see that, yep, there, oh. So there's a great shot of everybody kind of getting in the mix there.
I was going to say, camera operator got stumbled there for a moment.
Yep. And a little kiss on the side over here between Remax and Plano. Envelope to envelope, called a kiss.
Well, and that's Steve Lombardi and Bill Broker, who are both good friends. And actually, Bill does a lot of work with Steve, sometimes flying Remax balloons for him. So I didn't know they were actually that close, but
I could see the new Remax commercials in Plano with a picture of both balloons happening.
Yeah, both and kissing, absolutely.
And kissing as well. There you go.
Speaking of kissing, there's the balloon that says Kiss 105.3, which has no real relevance here, other than that's one of the contract pilots that are here flying for Rainbow Riders. The Rainbow Riders operate their fleet here in Albuquerque, of course, as a ride operation all year round, but during Balloon Fiesta, they've become our official ride concessionaire. There is such a demand for additional rides that they can't handle all of the capacity with just their fleet, so they contract in other professional ride pilots from around the country, and one of the balloons is the one there that has Kiss on it. And then the Sundance balloon just beside it, the yellow balloon with the red and blue vertical stripes, another of those contract ride balloons that are here to assist Rainbow Riders in as being our official ride concessionaire.
Boy, it's getting really loud with the burners directly overhead of us. So, yeah.
You must not have your IFB in your ear, because I've got.
I only have them in one ear.
Okay,
I only have them in one ear, so I'm
ears.
hearing the other one.
And
Yep.
so I can't hear anything but us talking, and a lot of static every once in a while.
So, there's the center stage, the Wells Fargo Stagecoach out there. As Larry learned yesterday, it does have a name called Center Stage.
Yep.
Had a nice chat with the pilot and kind of chief pilot of the Wells Fargo balloon program over there, Beth Wright-Smith.
The U.S. Bank balloon is getting airborne. Blue, royal blue, the band of white and the U.S. Bank logo on the side. There's a great shot on the feed of center stage. The U.S. Bank balloon flown by Scott McClinton, and it's getting airborne. Just beside him is Rich Lawhorn in Humpty Dumpty, and as we were saying earlier, he flew over his head yesterday and was disappointed we didn't react when they were hollering down at us. And hollering seems like such a country word to say, doesn't it? Hollering?
Hollering.
It just seemed weird all of a sudden. I mean, shouting maybe is a better word. I think Andrew Holly is going to try and bring Tall Steve right over here to us. Oh, there's a great shot right at that moment. It looked like Tall Steve was standing right on top of this other balloon down below him.
There you go. So a little bit of shift in the wind direction. Have you noticed here?
I have noticed that, and you're right. The balloons are carrying more off to the east.
Right. So
Now.
that'll change the launch pattern a little bit. The box is still up there. But all of those folks at the Balloon Museum, the Anderson Abruzzo Albuquerque International Balloon Museum. Good morning, Andrew. They're going to get all these balloons coming right over the museum itself.
And, of course, the Balloon Museum hosts what they call balloons and breakfasts. And the folks there at the museum have a great view. And this morning, as the balloons are coming right at them, they're going to have an even nicer view today.
And I believe they still have us on the stream over there. I didn't get a chance to check with them yesterday about that.
We talked with Jill earlier this week, and they indicated they were going to have a couple of places in the museum where the live stream would be showing. And one area would be where the balloons and breakfast takes place on the second floor room they set aside there for parties and festivities. We had our Balloon Federation of America President's reception there just Thursday evening. Wonderful evening, social evening we have each year just prior to the start of
Always a great
Balloon
time.
Fiesta. Yep, we'll get the chance to see and talk to a lot of people that otherwise I wouldn't get to see during Fiesta, because we come out here every year and you always say, oh, I'll see you in Albuquerque. And then you get out here with about 1 million other folks over the 9 days, and you don't see nearly as many people as you thought you were going to see. Out in the center of the field, the Colorado State balloon that has the an impression of the Colorado flag with the Rocky Mountains along the top of the balloon there. That blue balloon with the white band in the center and the red sea around the bright yellow sun is a replica, sort of the Colorado State flag.
And another one of your favorites there, the Hendrick's Gin.
Hendrick's Gin, which is a wonderful product of Scotland, my adopted country, and uniquely made with cucumbers, by the way.
I didn't know that.
Yep. All different gins are made with different botanicals, but Hendrick's is famous, and they actually garnish. If you serve Hendrick's Gin, you're supposed to garnish it with a cucumber slice. And, their balloon is airborne here this morning. Nice product of Scotland in the skies, and this is, after all, the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Wednesday morning, we'll be recognizing all of the international pilots here with our Flight of the Nations.
So for those of you watching on the stream, of course, we are capturing your social media posts to Twitter and Instagram.
I've been waiting to see my tweet from this morning come up. I haven't seen it yet. But
well, we are moderating them, so maybe they didn't approve yours.
Mine probably ended up on the cutting room floor then.
Could be there, but if you post to Twitter or Instagram with the hashtag Balloon Fiesta, be sure your Twitter feed is public for us. We'll take a look at those and see if we can't get them on the screen there. They will be on our TVs. They'll be on our feeds here as well as we go through. And we appreciate you saying nice things about Balloon Fiesta and showing us your pictures here.
One of the ones we showed earlier this morning, somebody tweeted out that they had signaled one of the gas balloons flying overhead last night, and it was the German team, and the German team signaled back, used their spotlight to flash back down to the folks on the ground saying hello. So a little bit of air-to-ground communication going on there.
Speaking of the America's Challenge gas race, Phil, can we throw up the tracking deal? They went out of here probably a little faster than they normally do. A lot of times they kind of hang around the Albuquerque area.
They actually launched on time last night. It was a little rare, too, to see them launch that early in the evening.
They did, and made for a nice night. So here's the latest tracking map, which you can actually see on balloonfiesta.com as well. So you see that there's one balloon. We brought it up there. They're basically all past Amarillo. Many of them kind of moving in towards Oklahoma there.
City.
And there's one up already into Kansas. So there's the, go ahead and bring that back up, Phil. There's the standings right now. So the Swiss team is in the lead, followed by the defending champions, Barbara Fricke and Peter Cuneo. They're Team USA #1. The French team appears to be in third, and the Poland and American team in fourth. And then the German team we just talked about would be
in fifth, and then the two additional American teams.
Now, of course, at this point, wherever they might be in the standings doesn't really matter because it's where you land and the total distance flown.
Right.
And many times a balloon will kind of hang back and they'll be in last place, if you will, but they'll fly an extra night and get that extra piece of distance there to be able to move that forward. So,
and a lot of times, especially in just the first 24 hours, they're sorting out wind directions. They're looking at what the other balloon teams are doing, what altitudes they're at, and kind of then planning their trajectory. So there's a lot of strategy, especially in the first 24 hours.
And now that the sun is coming up, the gas is starting, the hydrogen is starting to warm up. They're going to get some additional altitude here.
Right.
So that's where that strategy plays in.
Absolutely.
How high do I go to get to what winds and those types of things.
Yep.
Again, you can watch this track yourself on balloonfiesta.com. Click on the gas balloons and go down to 2017 gas balloon tracking. And you'll be able to follow that as well. So thanks for bringing that up for us, Phil.
Back down on the launch field here, a couple of key balloons to point out in this row of balloons that are launching right now is first, the 770 KKOB balloon, as we talked earlier, and I was talking about during Dawn Patrol.
Yes.
This all started there 45 years ago with a birthday party for the radio station, and it started at a place called Coronado Center. And just a few balloons down the row is the Coronado Center balloon, which carries the banner that says birthplace of Balloon Fiesta.
Hey, now, are our camera crew good or not? They just took
followed
a little pan right over there to Coronado Center for us.
Church is the best.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, and look up, if you look high up above.
I was just going to say that.
I was going to say, Church, if you pan up to the Colorado balloon there, you can see now where the sun is just beginning to get high enough over the Sandias to really light those balloons up. There he is. You can see the Colorado balloon we talked about earlier, way up in the sunshine. So while the balloons down on the field are still rather dark and almost dreary, they're very colorful, but still, it's up above when the sun comes out and hits these balloons and really makes the colors pop. And we're beginning to see that now. It won't be long before the sun will be completely up over the Sandias, and we'll see that effect on the ground here as well.
And we're really kind of getting, with the box and the light, with the dark and the bright light, we're really getting the kaleidoscope effect up here now.
You really are. You can really see the delineation between the altitude levels, too, because the darker balloons are down lower, closer to the surface, and are going out now, as you saw, we saw that wind shift, more out to the southeast. And then as they climb high, they then begin to move more to the northwest and headed out to the river. In fact, I see Tall Steve has climbed up there now. There goes Humpty Dumpty. They've caught the box, and they're all going to work their way out toward the river.
So I'm looking above Humpty Dumpty up there, and I see the 2.0 balloon up there, which actually isn't moving anything at all.
Yeah.
So above the box is a nice stopping parking place.
A nice still parking place layer.
Yeah.
You know, I did that one year. One of my early years flying here in one of the competitions, the weather forecasters had told us there would be a shift in the wind, and I came past the target and missed it. And so I went up to an altitude where I found a place where I could literally park the balloon like that, and I waited and waited and waited and waited, and the wind shift never came. Finally, I had to get down get down to an altitude where there was some movement and go find a landing spot. But, he's just parked up there right now. That's Gary Moore, by the way, in the 2.0 balloon, the black balloon with blue accents that's way up high in the center of the field.
Not on our feed, but directly overhead here. Was waving at us as he went by, so we got to say hi to Jaybird Mason up there and flame on. So flying the Donate Life New Mexico Donor Services banner on that balloon for us.
Now the Coronado Center balloon gets airborne. They're just launching from in front of us here. It's a royal blue and rainbow checkered pattern, and you see again that beautiful banner. Church has got it there on the feed. Nice job, Church. That royal blue band around the middle and the Coronado Center logo, birthplace of Balloon Fiesta, where it all started 45 years ago. Or I guess 46 years ago now.
Well, 45, because we actually did 2 Balloon Fiestas in 1975.
Well, okay. Yeah, that's true.
So we did that. So if you do the math on the years, it was 45 and a half years ago, because it was in the early part of the year. Fiesta big, it's a whole lot of math and nitty-gritty details that some of us have to learn, because somebody always says the numbers don't add up.
Yeah, well, that's true, but...
Hey, but what it all means is in 4 years, we're going to be at the 50th.
At the 50th. That's absolutely correct.
And so our plans already to make lots of hoopla around the 50th, see if we can bring back some of the things and over the 50 years that we've done and maybe we've moved on from for whatever reason. I'm hoping to bring the tumbleweed drop back myself, but I don't think they'll go for that one.
You know, that would be fun. And that goes way back to my first years here in the early 80s when they still did the tumbleweed drop. And I remember, all kinds of crazy... I remember one year we had a beach ball drop, and I remember watching.
Oh yes, I remember.
Watching Terry Cooper was flying along the western fence line here and threw his ball out to throw it to the target, and the ball stayed airborne and flew right along with him. It was amazing. It took forever for that. The ball had, of course, they didn't weigh anything; it was just filled with air, and it just flew right along with his balloon. It was really interesting to see that.
Then there was the year of the ping pong ball drop into a hot tub. So, of course, it hit the hot tub and bounced right out.
And there was a couple of years when we gave away a new house, and we had a chimney that pilots had to put their marker down the chimney. That was fun. We've done some really unique things here in competition through the years.
So we saw a shot of Arabelle inflated, and now we're actually seeing Arabelle in the air. So, yes, cows do fly as well.
Yes, they do. Everything flies here. Cows, chickens, penguins, you name it. It can fly.
The hedgehog, which is what we're seeing in the lower left-hand corner of the feed there. Pepe the hedgehog from the Czech Republic.
I was going to say, just real quickly, in the center of the sky right now, the royal blue balloon with the Mardi Gras spiral of gold, purple, and green is Pat Harwell, my neighbor, and in Louisiana, and flying the balloon called Maverick. So I wanted to say good morning to Pat and our crew. And over here to the left, I was going to mention earlier, some people might think they're seeing double or triple, because standing side by side there for a moment was Dale Wong in his balloon Ursa Minor, which is that green balloon with the vertical pink, purple, yellow, and blue stripes. And then its original version, the round balloon of the same colors, was right there beside him.
There was. And now they're one above the other there.
Another one above the other. And then if you come down the road just a little, you'll see the 3 Hartzels, the Flying Hartzell family, are all together. Father Joe and sons Rhett and Luke Hartzell, and they're all 3 in their Texas Racer balloons, royal blue with the white stars and the black and white checkerboard panels around the top and bottom.
We seem to have all those racers gathered together there this year.
They do seem to be sort of gathered more to the center of the field there. And then there's Barry Bellinger in the Plains Capital Bank balloon with the 2 bison on the side, or Tatanka, or Buffalo. And the blue team likes to say that they go ballooning in the buff.
There was a shot on the field there, on the feed. There it is again. Iwi the Kiwi from Santiago, Chile. So we've another one of our special shapes. Of course, we feature those big time on Thursday and Friday of Balloon Fiesta Week, both in the morning where they'll be standing up here on the field for us, flying away with their own competition, and in their own Rodeo Glodio, which their balloon glow in the evening, designed just for special shapes. We had a great crowd at the balloon glow last night. A lot of enthusiasm from the crowd. It was just fabulous. And so that's always a good indicator that by the time we get to the Rodeo Glodio on the Thursday and Friday night, we're going to have even more people out here. So I think we're in for a really great week.
A couple of Texas pilots getting into the sky now. Sandy Graff is airborne in her balloon over the right side of the field, the eastern side. The balloon has bold sections of red, blue, and yellow that are separated by checkerboard racing stripes. And then over the center of the field, the balloon that is royal blue with bands of red and yellow, or the red and yellow checkers, that is Bruce Bussey. Bruce is here from Longview, Texas. His brother, Dr. Bill Bussey, also here. And the Hartzels are getting airborne now, and they're 3 look-alike Texas racer balloons. And right beside them, Steve Jones out of Belton, Texas. A whole bunch of Texas pilots in the sky all of a sudden. Steve is in the balloon that is gold and yellow on top, and then the orange and red sort of checkered disappearing pattern around the bottom of the balloon.
So we've been talking about the box and the different wind directions here. Just a few moments ago, they were going more to the southeast. Now it seems like we've got south and southeast working. And look who's over here on the west side of the field with Tall Stevie again. He's been to the south of us, he's been to the east of us, he's been to the north of us, and now making it a round trip on the west side.
Well, you know how Pinglein chicks are.
They just wander off everywhere. I noticed he's ditched his parents.
They're awfully curious. And yeah, he's managed to ditch Puddles and Splash and is off on his own. Coming out of the field right now in a couple of the racing balloons is Ken Drawn. Ken is from the state of North Carolina in that bright golden yellow balloon with the red and blue diamonds in the center, the red and blue stripes around top and bottom. And then just to his right in the orange balloon with the black, white, silver, and orange diamond shapes. And I was about to say that's Nick Dunner. I was trying to remember which balloon was which. It was Nick or his brother Chase. And Nick's in the orange balloon, and his brother Chase flies more of a red and black balloon. So that's Nick Donner in his racing balloon. Nick is a past world champion and 5-time U.S. national champion, as is Joe Hartzell. And Rhett Hartzell, by the way, is the current world champion right now. So we have the current world champion flying with us, and we have the current U.S. national champion flying here, and that's Johnny Petrin, who's flying for our presenting sponsor, Canon.
Alert, 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 the con is loose.
Uh-oh.
Yep, Con Air is in the air and loose there. Our our convict, the one in the black and white stripes there and his red nose, has gotten up in the air there. Yesterday, the cops were off first, and now the Con is out of here, so probably shortly being chased by our Keystone Willie and our bodyguard there as well. So Peter Kubicek from Palm Springs, California brings us Con Air. There's a great shot. He's turned it around, kind of checking out his escape plan from the field here.
We also have the Black Sheep in the air, and La-Di-Da Chicken has gotten into the air. The Black Sheep over the crowd right along Main Street, as a matter of fact. That is George Airy, who is here from Sao Paulo, Brazil, flying Black Sheep.
There they are, backside of La-Di-Da Chicken, and we're getting the back end of both of those animals here.
So what's the story here on this Fiesta racing shape sort of balloon here?
So I don't have all the details, but this is a rebuild of a very old, one of the original balloons that has flown at Balloon Fiesta. They have rebuilt that and are now flying that. And like I said, they just put it out a couple of months ago. But the idea of this, one of the early smaller ones, attempts at racer type shapes. Some of those designs and extra types of things, but they have rebuilt that one to fly it. It's still got the old big end numbers on it. Remember, end numbers used to be 12 inches tall?
Yeah, it almost looks to me like what was a round balloon at one time, and they just took a few gores out and made it into a racing shape. It's an unusual pattern balloon, I guess I would say. But yeah, I was curious about that. Luke, I am your father.
Darth Vader and
Darth
Yoda.
Vader and Yoda are awake. The Force is with us.
I see Britannia getting airborne in the center of the field here. Grand Britannia, Peter George from Oxford in the United Kingdom.
We have quite a representation of UK pilots here this year. With the team that Andrew has brought in from Exclusive Ballooning, and Peter George and a few others that are here. So quite a few UK pilots are here.
There's Grand Britannia there on the field.
Yep, beautiful red and blue vertical stripes and the Union Jack on the side of the balloon. Oh, there's Splash. She's come back in chase of her little chick. She's trying to catch up to a tall Steve there.
Not sure where Stevie got up to, but
he passed just off to our left here a moment ago. He may have climbed high. IMTS has their balloon in the sky. That is Patrick Fogue flying the white balloon with the blue and green slashes on it for IMTS.
This yellow one with the black pennants right in front of us there, that should have the Jose Cuervo banner on it.
Jose Cuervo is a friend of mine.
There you go.
Indeed.
It'll be on the other side, although from our view, we can see those kind of ripples in there. Those are those turning vents we talked about.
Right.
Yeah, so they have a different vent line there. They can pull on that and open a little slot in the side of the balloon, and that'll make that balloon rotate.
Matter of fact, we have quite a nice party. We've had the Hendricks Gin balloon already get airborne. Now we have the Jose Cuervo balloon in the air just below them, this purple balloon that's also using those turning vents to spin like a top as he climbs out. That is the spiced rum balloon. I'm waiting on it to turn around just a little more so I can remember. It's Admiral.
It's
not Admiral Benbow, but
Admiral Nelson.
Admiral Nelson, of course. Admiral Nelson's spiced rum. Hearts of Fire also airborne out of the center of the field, the pink and red balloon with the hearts on it. And talking about that unusual shaped New Mexico balloon, Fiesta balloon, that looked like an early prototype for a racer. There is the original prototype for racer balloons. I call it the Little Red Corvette. That's the little red balloon with the yellow Zias on it down at the north end of the field. Grant Crawford is the pilot of that balloon. It was originally built, Junior is the name, and it was originally built for Wayne Bond here in Albuquerque. And literally was the first balloon built by Aerostar as they were trying to develop a racing balloon.
The idea behind those racer shapes are that the balloon's a little more cylindrical, a little more streamlined, race car-like, if you will, in the air. They can go up and down a little bit faster. They don't have as much wind resistance along those lines. And so the competitive pilots started flying those big time. But as you were mentioning yesterday, Glenn, of course, there are a number of pilots who have started flying those just because they just are nice. They're just nice, great ones to fly there as well. A little bit lighter.
They're lighter weight. Yeah. They're easier to inflate, and they are they're mostly more stable in a fast ascent or descent.
Yes.
A round balloon, if you get to going up or down too fast, will distort. The wind, the ram air flowing around the balloon tends to distort it. But the racing balloons, these sort of egg-shaped balloons, as I like to refer to them, maintain their stability quite a bit more when they are in a rapid ascent or descent. And that's why they became very popular with competitive pilots. But now they are becoming more and more popular with just regular sport pilots because they're, in a sense, it's a little bit more like driving a really fine sports car.
So there's a nice shot on the feed there of center stage off to the right. A number of rest of our balloons getting airborne there. I see Seasons just kind of flying out of the picture there. You kind of see the basket, the yellow pennants there. Around the side of that, the Daisy, the Jack-o'-lantern, the Snowman, all the different Four Seasons, so appropriately called Seasons.
There, of course, is the balloon Fiesta balloon as well. We should mention that, the bright yellow balloon with our Fiesta logo. And am I correct in remembering that each day a different member of the board of directors has the opportunity to fly that balloon?
That is correct. And today's day is Ray Bear's day to fly that balloon.
Well, that would explain why, as we're looking down the balloons, where normally we see Dave and Ray Bear in their balloons side by side, I don't see them this morning.
That's right, because Ray's flying the Fiesta balloon this morning.
There goes the Hedgehog. You talked about it a little bit earlier. Now we got a nice full view of him.
Yep.
Up over the crowd, just above center stage there.
There he is. Pepe.
What an incredible morning it's turning out to be.
It is.
In fact.
And another shift. I guess this is what you would kind of call definitely a variable morning. Yeah. It's really pretty light variable as well.
So I think it's time for another photo from here in the new Balloon Fiesta Live rooftop studio.
Good morning up there. So waving at us up there, oh, it's Matt. I didn't recognize you, Matt. New beginnings. Speaking of board of directors members, Matt Guthrie going directly overhead here now.
Oh, is that a bit well?
That's
okay.
who's waving at us. I didn't recognize him.
I just waved. I saw people waving.
There you
I'll
go.
be nice and wave back.
Oh, yeah, what a great morning here. The balloonists going a little bit past us now before they're going up high to come back over.
Taking a couple of quick pictures that I can later post to Instagram and use the hashtag Balloon Fiesta. Maybe I'll get approved to get on the feed.
You will. Tarped getting his balloon airborne down there and giving us a nice spin of that.
TARP, of course, is one of several balloon manufacturers in the United States, and if you'd like to take a look at some brand new ballooning equipment, maybe find out how you can get involved in the sport and purchase a balloon, even while you're here, we do have manufacturer representatives here with displays. They're located just next to the Sid Cutter Pavilion over on the northeast corner of the, no, southeast.
Southeast corner.
I don't know why I'm always so confused about north and south when I'm out here. But,
And we have a mountain to the east, so you should remember
well,
that.
the east, I've got east and west down. It's the north and south that I always get backwards for some reason. But yeah, so they're in the southeast corner of the field. On your way toward the Balloon Museum is a good way to look at it.
There you go.
We talked a lot about older balloons that have been repurposed, I guess. And one of them in the air now is, this is one of the Hartzell's original balloons. You see the royal blue with just the row of white stars around it. Doesn't have the silver outline, doesn't have the black and white racing stripes on it or anything like that. And I believe that's Wayne Standifer who's flying that balloon. But that was, I think, probably one of Joe Hartzell's original competitive balloons. And I've done like you, I've gone just to left ear IFB. I can't, my right one keeps, I guess my right ear just doesn't work for some reason.
So you were just mentioning our social feed there. So there's a few things there. Someone's bummed they didn't get a chance to get out here, but at least they're happy for our feed as well. And
someone named Izzy Samor.
Looks like a great Dawn Patrol picture posted there as well. So yeah, thanks for posting those. Remember the hashtag Balloon Fiesta.
Hey, Center Stage has gone airborne. It did not fly yesterday because it was a little bit breezy for them, not for the regular balloons, but for the shapes. But Beth Wright-Smith taking Center Stage airborne, blocked from our view at the moment by one of their round balloons. Get the heck out of the way, will you? We want to see the stagecoach.
And of course, with two round balloons, it's difficult for us to tell who's flying that one.
Yeah,
Don Boyer or Rod Sanchez fly those two round ones. Oh, we're going to zoom in and see who's flying it. That's what we're going to see what we can do. Let's see if I can do that with my binoculars as well.
And while Art is doing that, we'll mention that Dos Equis and Phillips 66 are standing side by side, right up in front of our main entertainment stage. Dos Equis flown by Scotty Appleman in the black balloon. I don't always fly balloons, but when I do, I fly Dos Equis. And down at the far, far end of the field, where we have many of our special shapes this morning, our Spacey Man has gotten airborne. That's Cosmos. And we're looking at the back of him right now in the orange spacesuit, the white helmet, and the white oxygen pack on the back of Cosmos, the spaceman. That is Jerry and Cindy Holmes, who from Texas, who bring us Cosmos. We talked earlier about the family of penguins. We have Puddle Splash and Tall Steve. It looks like I can see at least two of the three bees because we have a bee family here as well. They've always been hugely popular with the crowd. That is Joey and Lily and Joelle, the mom, the dad, and the baby bee. And it looks like I can see, I think we've got one of the parents and Joelle, the baby bee. I don't see the third one up just yet.
I don't think so. That appears to be mom. So Lily, the red antenna there. And then the baby bee there, flown by Michael Glenn.
Michael Glenn, the rolling pilot.
The rolling pilot. That
Michael
would be the one with the purple antenna up there.
Yeah.
Not Michael, but the balloon.
Yeah, Michael doesn't have purple antennae. Well, he might, but Michael, of course, I don't know if the term is famous, but well known as the rolling pilot. He was tragically injured in an auto accident some years ago, but did not let that deter him from pursuing a balloon pilot's license, and he was the first and still, I think, only one of 2 paraplegic balloon pilots in the entire world. Look at the color in that sky this morning. Is that not awesome? I mean, just amazing color. The sun is up now so that it's reaching it's not reaching us. We're still cold, but it's reaching the field. So the people down in the field are nice and warm, and the sun really lightening up those colors, lighting up the balloons almost as if they were illuminated. Just gorgeous.
And you realize that we're still on the first wave, and we've got quite a few balloons to go for the first wave here as well.
I was just thinking that, yes.
So, yesterday morning we were well into the second wave by this time. But right here coming at us, the Desert Flying Viking balloon, Mark Heidemann from Albuquerque.
Got that Viking ship right on the side of the balloon there, inside of all the southwestern colors of turquoise and purple and orange and red.
On the other side, though, we're seeing there he's going to turn it for us.
Oh, he's spinning it.
Yeah, so the ship on the one side. On the other side, coming around here, we're going to see the Viking face. So, and he will tell...
Here it comes. Yep.
Here's another piece that he tells us. If you kind of look at the color patterns going around that, of course, you've got the orange and the yellow and red, the red and orange there, and then it kind of moves to that turquoise.
Yeah.
So if you look at it between the pictures, now it's a dog bone.
Okay.
Okay, so the turquoise being the dog bone connecting the 2 pictures together.
Oh, I can see that now.
Yeah, and he has that way because he takes his dog with him to all of his balloon rallies and balloon flights here. Works together. And the end number exactly is, we can barely see it, but the end number and the name of the balloon is in that center turquoise pattern.
You're right. That's where end numbers are not 12 inches tall anymore.
Yeah.
That's about 12 centimeters tall.
So, good morning, Mark. Thanks for turning the balloon around for us.
What an incredible...
There he waves. There you go.
There you go. What an incredible flight this morning. This is absolutely amazing. This is why you come to Balloon Fiestas for mornings like this. Just awesome.
Phillips 66 off on the southeast corner of the field.
And there's Cosmos turned around now and looking at us as we, if you're down on the south end of the field with us anyway, you can see Cosmos turned around and see the reflection of the in his visor there, the Spaceman balloon from Jerry Holmes. There goes our little pilot, our antique pilot balloon. Now, you talked about that yesterday, just out of the special shapes area that has the old leather flying helmet on. So we got the Spaceman, and then we have kind of one of the throwback to the early days of aviation.
Those old leather flight helmets.
Yep, with the big old goggles.
Yep.
The Verizon balloon team is also here. They're new to Fiesta this year. Brand new to hot air ballooning, as well. And that is the white balloon with the, can you hear me now, logo on the side.
There you
Verizon.
go.
There on the far end of the field, the pink balloon climbing into the sky now, the black and white stripes. You can just make out maybe the black and white striped tail. That's the balloon called Kazoo, and that is Dean Carlton. And if you can see the other side of the balloon, I doubt he can hear us down there to turn the balloon. I'm not even sure it has turning vents, but on the other side is a zebra face. So that is one of 2 zebra balloons that we have here. Speaking of zebras, shout out.
There is a turning vent in there. I put my binoculars on it from Cannon, and I can see it.
Okay.
It's right along that
maybe
solid
if he realizes we're talking about him, Dean will spin the balloon around and we can see the zebra face on it. I was going to say a quick shout out to our zebras, who are our launch directors, and you'll see them out there on the field in their very unique black and white striped referee uniforms that they now customize to great extents.
They do.
And see, Dean
heard us.
He heard us.
Spun it around there for us.
There's
the zebra face.
on the face.
Yep.
And so our zebras are our launch directors who are responsible for getting all these balloons in the air safely. Many of them, ladies and gentlemen, are balloon pilots themselves and crew who give up the opportunity to participate and have fun at Balloon Fiesta to actually volunteer and work so that pilots from elsewhere around the United States and around the world can come here and enjoy Balloon Fiesta. So quick shout out and well done to our zebras down on the launch field.
Probably they're out here for not very obviously early before the launch. They worked the entire launch. After the launch, they were crowd control. They were out here for the gas launch last night. They were here for the balloon glow last night. They put in a lot of hours, as do a lot of people, but especially they're out there walking that field. And, you know, the size of this field is like 54 football fields. So if you can imagine wandering this field for that, the amount of space there, it's incredible. Oh, are you going to take our picture? We've been spotted again, Glenn.
I know. We're going to have to put a roof over the studio or something so we can stay hidden.
Yeah.
So down in the northwest corner of the field is Smokey Bear. Smokey Bear, one of the special shapes here, and of course a famous story from right here in New Mexico of the little bear cub that was found burned and injured in a wildfire back in the 1950s, I think it was, here in New Mexico. And the forest rangers found the little bear cub, nursed it back to health, and lived a wonderful long life, became the advertising icon for the U.S. Forest Service, reminding us that only you can prevent, used to be forest fires, now I think they've changed that to say only you can prevent wildfires. But nevertheless, Smokey Bear, that balloon, we should mention, is paid for entirely by private funds. It does not get any Forest Service government funding whatsoever.
The entire ballooning operation, not just the balloon, but the whole idea,
team,
the whole team,
absolutely,
all that stuff. They have a trailer over at the Balloon Museum where you can support that program by picking up some Smokey Bear merchandise as well, if you got up over there by the Balloon Museum. I see our armadillos up down there on the northeast corner of the field. A new one from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Marcos Boncotro brings us the armadillo, and they need to get a close-up look at that to see all the intricacies of that balloon there, from the six-shooter on the side there to the bow tie, and of course we can see the cowboy hat up there as well.
He's even got a five-star, like a sheriff's star, five-pointed Texas star on the belt buckle of his gun belt there. Saw that yesterday when he flew very close to us.
He did.
And also in the sky, just nearby him, there is a Splash again, the penguin, and right below the penguin, that other black and white balloon is the lion, not Simbaloo, but it's the other lion. Simba, simply Simba.
Mike Rice, the past president a couple of years ago of the Balloon Fiesta Board of Directors, still on the board. He's working with those folks.
Oh, is he? Okay.
He's going to see about bringing the pilot over to chat with us later in the week here.
Okay.
Or we'll get our camera out there, whatever we can work out there. But we'll be hopefully talking to him as we get closer to Special Shapes Day, which, of course, is Thursday and Friday this week.
Hedgehog has moved back into the center of the field. And there we do see the two bees. So I guess we're not going to see the family today. Just Lily and Joelle are inflated side by side there.
Dad's home watching football.
Must be, yeah. Oh, that's right. It's Sunday. You know,
it's Sunday.
Good
Sunday
football. Sunday, absolutely. So it's a good day for football later today.
I thought I saw a glimpse of the ladybug right behind, just before Glow started to stand up the Coke balloon here.
See, I thought you were going to say, I thought I saw a putty cat, but you didn't.
We'll see those this Thursday and Friday
there
for
are
sure.
Several kitty cat balloons here. I might have to bring Bailey out to the field just so she can see those cat balloons. I actually have a Bailey being my cat who travels with me, and she's 18 odd years old now. But I have a great picture I took over years ago at a balloon rally in Illinois with the Garfield the cat balloon and the Tony the tiger balloon in the background.
Oh, nice.
And Bailey, when she was a little kitten, sitting on my table where I was announcing from. Great picture. There's Glow Kehoe, as you said, in the new Coca-Cola balloon. Coca-Cola this year joining us as our official soft drink. And their corporate tent is just right here beside us, next to the officials tower, where you see the Coca-Cola balloon, or Coca-Cola bottle, rather, the cold air bottle inflated and standing there. Good to have them with us at Fiesta.
And the Gondola Club, down a little farther down the road there, has brought us breakfast this morning.
They have indeed, and I can't see the monitor, so I don't know if it's okay to eat on camera or not.
Well, we'll tell them not to take our shot while we eat here.
Yeah.
The Gondola Club, one of the places that has our feed down there as well. I understand that they have that up and working down there tonight. So hi to everybody down there at the Gondola Club. Hope that you're enjoying our commentary and the balloons, as well as the hospitality being afforded to you down there in the Gondola Club. It's a great place for you to become a VIP here at Balloon Fiesta. The sessions, I believe, are sold out for this year.
And it's become so popular, they've actually expanded. You said they added, 150 seats?
150 seats this year to be able to do that.
Wow.
Those tickets go on sale about April 1st, so you want to put that in your calendar now to be able to get tickets to the Gondola Club for next year. Of course, there are occasionally cancellations, so you can stop by the Gondola tent down there and see if something may have opened for later in the week. No guarantees, but it does at least have you have an opportunity to check that out. Again, thanks to the Gondola Club, folks, and hope that all of you down there in the Gondola Club are having a great time this morning. So there we just saw both the two Bs, Mama B. Lily and Joe Lily. I've heard both pronunciations of the baby bee there. The two Bs, when we had the two, they used to always take off and holding hands and then have a nice little kiss there. We're going to kind of get that here. Look at how they're going to cuddle there. They've got a shot of Kermie on our feed there. Maybe we can pick up and get the bees as they kind of turn together there.
Thank goodness they didn't have a picture of us, because I was trying to eat a little bit of the breakfast that they just brought us and completely missed my mouth. It just, I had my mic in the way, and I was trying to, and it just didn't work.
There you go. So that looks like remind me again. It looks like the red skirt for the penguin up there. The red skirt is going to be.
Well, the way the red skirt is puddles. The way to tell is
look for the eyebrows.
Look for the eyebrows. Yeah, I think that. Well, where's my binoculars?
I don't see eyebrows there.
If it's eyebrows, it's Splash, which is the girl. And,
eyebrows.
Okay.
Eyelashes.
Okay, eyelashes. Yeah.
Eyelashes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then that's Splash,
that's
the girl.
Splash. Yep. So she's back around.
Yeah, that's right. Because the red skirt is for the girl, or pink.
Yes.
And blue is the boy, which would be Puddles.
Kind of matching the bees color scheme there as well.
But the easiest way is to look for the eyelids. If you can see the eyelids, then or eyebrows or whichever.
So there's Glow waving at us in the Coca-Cola balloon, taking off there. There she is, off the south end of the field here. And using the famous turning vent for marketing and advertising there, so that no matter what direction you're at, you can see the new Coca-Cola Classic.
And for almost a moment there, it looked like the two bees were holding hands. They're separated just slightly now.
They did kind of a hug there, I guess.
A bit of one. Yeah. Cool Beans getting airborne over here to our left. The balloon that is the purple, blue, green, red, and white spiral balloon with the Cool Beans around the bottom of it.
So we've begun the second wave here. Trying to catch looks like 045.
One of our shapes that's in the air down there is the Mr. Fish, and that is... boy, I'm going to miss this up. Rubens Kalaustian. Sorry, Ruben. But they are here from Sao Paulo, Brazil. One of those many shapes brought to us, Mr. Fish. You can see the red fish with the top hat and cane.
Here's a great shot. The Buzzard's Roost 2 balloon. That's the multicolor one coming over the very south end of the field here. Flying a Dos Equis banner, not the Dos Equis balloon, but flying the Dos Equis banner.
Okay.
And he's flying directly over the Dos Equis corporate tent down there.
That's good piloting.
So great, waving at everybody. So giving the sponsor a great view there. You know, you too could be a sponsor of a balloon here at Balloon Fiesta. Whether you want to sponsor a balloon, bring your corporate folks out here, entertain your customers, whatever. The sponsor opportunities are vast and can be customized for you. Don't call them this week, but next week, get in touch with them about some sponsor opportunities for the 2018 Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. So there's Mr. Fish. And our,
No, I'm from North Carolina, just right outside of Charlotte. Have been there all my life.
what a great morning here. Yeah, go. Yeah, I'm just kind of, what a great morning here as you're trying to get some breakfast in there.
Well, I was trying to cover for you, and I was chewing a piece of crunchy bacon, so I had no light turned off. I didn't want to be crunching online. You mentioned starting the second wave, and we have here in front of our location is the Spot the Wonder balloon, the Wonder Bread balloon of Chris and Amanda Savia, and I had a chance to chat with them on the field yesterday after flying and confirm that they are again operating their photo contest.
Oh, great.
And so if you have a chance to take a picture of the Wonder balloon, use it and post it with the hashtag Spot the Wonder, and they'll be giving away some nice prizes at the conclusion of Balloon Fiesta. So hello to Chris and Amanda again this morning, and Spot the Wonder.
Missing link taking off from the south end of the field here. Block one with the kind of neon chains around there. Jim Ahern at the controls there. Flying the banner for the Garrity group. Pulling on the rope there, pulling on the vent line so he doesn't climb up too fast. Kind of hang right over the field here. Kind of nice and close here, be able to see, you watch exactly what's happening there. So little vent to cool it off, make it stop the ascent, but then put some heat back in so that you don't come down either.
You know, and Jim and I have a little something in common. Besides being friends and balloon pilots, Jim was a musician and actually used to be a member of the group Jefferson Airplane before they were a rock and roll band. They started out as kind of a folk band out in the California music scene. And Jim used to play with that. I played bass guitar in a few regional garage bands back in the day. And so
he's not
Jim
paying attention to us.
No, he's not listening to us. But Jim and I have a little bit of a musical background in common as well. There is
I had my own other little entertainer. I played trumpet and other instruments as well. Spent some time as a band director, so we're getting waves here. We better talk about these guys here.
I played trombone from elementary school right up through university as well, so you and I have that background. You and I share a great deal of background, actually.
It is incredible.
It is amazing.
You talked even about your cat. My cat has flown in balloons as well.
And our two cats are about the same age.
They are starting to have the same health problems.
Yeah, I think your cat's about the same age, so...
A few months younger,
I think maybe we're brothers from another mother. We just didn't realize it.
Must have been.
Speaking of mothers, good morning. We see the baby car is airborne down on the far end of the field. The one with the rubber baby buggy bumpers. I said that better yesterday.
I think they're taking our picture. We need to wave. Yep, we got to wave there.
They're flying over and revealing the location of the new Balloon Fiesta Live rooftop studio that used to be the super secret announce tower.
Do we have to put an AKA with that, or formerly known as?
Yeah, formerly known as, the artist formerly known as, It's the tower formerly known as, or the rooftop studio formerly known as the super secret announce tower.
There you go. I think this is Dave Melton in the purple one coming at us here.
I like, purple is not a color you see a lot in hot air ballooning, but I like that. That really is a vibrant purple. There is our mariachi with his guitar down there on the far end of the field that we talked a lot about yesterday.
Yep.
A new shape brought to us. And speaking of special shapes, pin collecting is a huge thing here, as you and I both know. And if you're looking for special shape pins this year, for the first time, you may know more about this than I do, Balloon Fiesta put together a special shapes pin collection.
It's really a whole collection, right? There has always been the special shapes pin, which featured 3 or 4 balloons on it, and that's there as well. But now they've worked with the pilots and the owners of the special shapes to create a collection of special shape pins so that those are available to you. And as you were about to say, I think Diane Carlson at Plano Pins.
Diane Carlson at Plano Pin Company is the sole source for those as the concessionaire for the official special shape pin collection. And, of course, all the other great pins that she has as well.
So official merchandise pins at the official tent, but if you're after that special shapes collection, check them out at Plano Pins.
And she probably has, well, no, I guess our official announcer pins are in the official merchandise tents.
North.
At the north.
North tent only.
North tent only. If you're looking for an official announcer pin, we have those. If you find us individually, you can trade with myself and Art and Larry. But if you can't find us, they do have a version of it for sale at the official merchandise tent at the north end of the field.
And you know, we need to get there today because there are only 50 of those available.
Yeah, and they're different colors. Mine is blue, Art's is yellow, Larry's Art's is red, Larry's is yellow, and the one that is sold to the public is purple. So if you want the whole set, you got to track us all down and get the individual colors.
And again, there's only 50 of the purple ones.
So you're right. We need to get down there today and buy one ourselves.
So they are reminding the pilots here that they cannot land on the field until we get everyone launched. So we still have a number of balloons to get in the air. And so pilots, if they are coming back, because it's a great day to do that, although I'm looking out to the northwest here, a lot of them still headed out towards Corrales and Rio Rancho. And actually, as I look here, look at all the balloons that are in the river over there that have dropped down in the river, trying to do one of those bragging right splash and dashes where you take the balloon down right to the surface of the water. You get the very base of the basket in the water. You don't go too deep that you get your feet wet. You don't want to do that. And of course, you do want to touch the water so you can actually just glide right along there. It takes a little bit of control to be able to do that, which is why the bragging rights, and we're going to have some great pictures over there, because you know what else happens when you get down there? You get a nice reflection of the balloon in the water. So you'd be taking those kinds of pictures. It's just a great way to do that. And maybe we'll see Mr. Fish over there in a while. He's flying overhead for us as well. So Holly Gonzalez says, good morning, New Mexico. She's got pictures from the Dawn Patrol up online for us there. And a lot of other folks posting for us as well. If your Twitter feed is public and you're posting with hashtag Balloon Fiesta or posting pictures to your Instagram feed, we are looking for them and pulling them up here as well. We're sharing some of them throughout the day here on the field and throughout our broadcast as we have the opportunity to do that.
I was watching out, as you said, a lot of the balloons are off to the river, so you're right. There'll be some great splash and dashes going on. Over in front of the main stage, I just see through the crowd of balloons here, the Cannon balloon is standing upright. That'll be Donnie Petrin, who's flying for our presenting sponsor. By the way, you should stop by the Cannon tent while you're here. One, if you have a camera, when you're taking pictures, you have any questions about how to use your camera, maybe some of the features that it has that you don't know about or you're not familiar with using, they have people on hand who can certainly straighten you out about all of that, offer some advice and some professional photography tips. They have a whole selection of cameras and lenses where you can that you can take a look at and maybe even shoot some pictures. I'm not sure if you can take pictures or just look through the lenses. We'll have to go over there and find out. But all kinds of great Canon product and information available in the booth, as well as we said, help with your own camera and photography tips. So stop by and see our folks from Canon while you're here.
And not that you can't get a great picture of yourself with the balloons in the sky, but they've got a basket set up there with a nice backdrop. You can take pictures of that. Oh, cool. So we were here at the Canon, presented by Canon Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Great people over there. I've been talking with the head of security over there as well. Robert over there, he
was that because you were in trouble with security over there?
No, actually he noticed the golf cart. I was over there chatting with the Canon folks. He noticed the golf cart with the Balloon Fiesta TV on it.
Okay.
And so he was asking about it, and he was telling me that, of course, Canon came back as the sponsor 2 years ago, and that he was out here 2 years ago, and once he understood that I was one of the announcer groups here, he just started talking about how much he learned and enjoyed our commentary on Balloon Fiesta and ballooning in general. So he is excited to be here and learn from us as well.
He's one of my favorite new people then.
Yep. So he chatted again with him yesterday. So good to see Robert out there and glad to have him out here and appreciated his nice comments about our work.
Well, and down near the stage, I mentioned the Cannon balloon also down there is now we can see the beautiful white bear of Bimbo Bakeries. And they were new to Fiesta last year, as I recall.
Yes.
And are back with us, and we're sampling a lot of their great products. They do. Bimbo is actually a huge company. They're a corporate umbrella for a number of other brands that most people recognize, but they're now trying to create a new brand identity for Bimbo, and so they've created this balloon team that travels around the country in the United States. It's a well-known brand in Mexico, but not so much here in the U.S., and so by creating their balloon and taking it around to events around the country, they're trying to increase their brand awareness, and they were sampling a lot of their fine bakery products, and they do make some really nice pastry treats that they shared with us last year. We haven't had any shared with us yet this year, but it's early. So, and I'm not sure how it works, but I saw that you have an opportunity to win. They're giving away like 50 really neat, I call them dolls. I think they call them puppets, hand puppets of Bimbo Bear. So you should definitely go by and check out their booth out on Main Street. You might get to sample some nice treats and find out how you can register to win one of those Bimbo Bears for yourself.
You were talking about Canon before. We're talking about how they have returned as a sponsor just this last week.
I was about to say, they just announced an expansion or an extension of the sponsorship.
Of that. Now they'll be with us through 2020, and we hope beyond that as well. Hey, there's Peter Procopio waving at us there from the Kashari balloon. The advertising, not only bringing that special shape to us, but the Red Rocks Balloon Rally in Gallup, New Mexico, the first weekend of December. I'll be there again, flying there. It's always a great place to play.
That's one event that I never got to fly in. But
Good morning, Peter.
I have done. Hi, Peter. I have done the unofficial Red Rocks Balloon Rally, which will be a week from tomorrow. What happens is that there's so many pilots out here in Albuquerque for the Balloon Fiesta week that on Monday week, at the end of Balloon Fiesta, a bunch of folks just started loading up their balloons and heading west to Gallup, and the next day have their own sort of little unofficial balloon rally there at Red Rock State Park. And I did get to go and fly that a few years ago with my balloon Coyote Moon, but I've never actually taken part in the official event in December.
You'll have to come back for it sometime.
Well, I'd like to do that. It's just always difficult when you live in Texas, and now I live in Louisiana, so I'm all the way across Texas. It's a long way to travel out here in October and then turn right around and come back in December.
So hot stuff is in the air over there. That's the multicolor one with the chilies going around there. One of those kind of racer shapes as well. Phil Thompson flying that balloon for us. And we're glad to have them here as well. Kermie hanging right over the top of the field here as we try and catch up on a few of them that have got in the air.
Also in the sky on the north end of the field, the yellow balloon with the rainbow stair step around it is Lee Little, and his balloon now called Mustang. That was at one time one of my balloons. It was formerly known as Coyote. It's the balloon formerly known as Coyote Rising, but Lee Little now has it and is known as Mustang. Lee was originally from the originally from out here, then moved to Oklahoma. Now he's moved back out here to Albuquerque.
He just can't settle down, I guess.
I guess not, yeah.
So the big yellow equator there with the red arrows on there, that's that-away, David Bobo from the city of Rochester, Indiana, flying the that-away balloon. Air gas out there. Someone asked me last night, what is Air Gas? Air Gas is the official sponsor of the propane, provider of the propane here as well. Tomorrow actually is Air Gas Day here at Balloon Fiesta. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. So we're working our way through the second wave here from the center of the field there, the black one with the kind of yellow band going through that. I think I called it Route 66 yesterday, but it's actually called Road Trip. That's Debbie Young flying that balloon with the pink bus on there, the vans headed off, the road signs on the Route 66. Get your kicks. Take that road trip. So I don't know if that doesn't look like Route 66, does it?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
But since we're here, we're taking a road trip down 66.
Well, Route 66 passed right through here, of course.
Yes, it did.
And there are still some sections of it you can visit. And I know I've dined a few times at the Route 66 restaurant in is it in, I believe it's in Santa Rosa,
Uh-huh.
I think.
I think so. We still have all kinds of directions up there. Down here at the ground to the south, I'm looking up and I'm seeing a balloon going to the northwest. Then I look higher up than that and I see one going to the northeast. And kind of in between there's a couple of them that are just stopped and parked up there.
Yeah, it's way up high. That balloon is
That's the one I was looking at going to kind of northeast.
Yeah, kind of northeast now. So, yep. Definitely a light and variable day. But that makes for a great show as the balloons are able to box back across the field and travel in all sorts of directions. The ultimate direction, though, of course, is out to the northwest toward the Rio Grande. And as you said, the opportunity to do those splash and dash flights into the river.
And then there's just, we still have a lot more wide open landing spaces out there. It gives you an opportunity to land, change passengers, give other crew members a ride, other guests that you might have out there fly on to another one as well.
Yeah, I can remember in the days that I was here flying in the 90s, we used to launch from, not this field, we were at a field a couple of blocks back the other direction, and we launched and sort of flew in toward downtown, and there was a wide open area that's now full development, but at the time it was just nice grassed lawn with streets and curbs in it, and everybody kind of landed there. That was one of the landing sites of choice. But as the city has grown and developed over the years, that landing site went away, and now this direction out to the northwest is kind of a preferred direction because there is a wide open opportunity for landing there.
So Bud Person in the orange and blue with the white spirals there, sponsored by Alon and 7-Eleven. Screwed Up Gators.
Screwed Up Gator. That was the first spiral pattern built by Aerostar balloons. There was a time when the only manufacturer in the country, because of the way their balloons are built, the Balloon Works was the only manufacturer that you could buy a balloon from that had offered a spiral pattern, and Aerostar decided to change that, and they worked with Bud Person and created the Screwed Up Gator. That was their first spiral balloon ever constructed by Aerostar balloons.
Just off to the left of the Screwed Up Gator there, the yellow one there with the blue bottoms and tops, that's the Bounce balloon. That's flown by the Supreme Chief Justice of the New Mexico Supreme Court, Judy Nakamura. Yep, and she's also on the board of directors. She flew the Balloon Fiesta balloon out yesterday. It was her day. Right. We talked about that earlier. She had the governor and the first gentleman in the balloon with her. The governor gave us a great little video.
I saw that earlier
that we've been putting on our feed here of the candlestick at the end of the national anthem from the air.
Yeah.
So we appreciate the governor sharing that. And, of course, Judy was kind of the intermediary there to bring all those folks out. It was just a great view and a great little video for us to put on. I've since seen some other pictures from Johnny Petrin in the Cannon balloon as well.
Yeah, Johnny posts on his Facebook feed every day what he calls the in-flight photo of the day, and that was his photo yesterday, was an aerial view of the candlestick glow at the end of the anthem, which was pretty awesome. Down on the field, Princess Nellie has joined us. Those of you that have been with us through the years may remember the balloon called Nellie B, and this is actually a third version of Nellie B, and now Princess Nellie. That's the pink elephant with the beautiful new silver crown on top, the pink jewels. Nellie B brought to us, I believe, from Belgium, if I remember correctly.
Yes. And we mentioned the twin balloons of David and Ray Bear before.
Right.
Ray, we said, was off in the Fiesta balloon. There's David Bear in Barely Awake, bringing that one to us. Dave has become the balloon meister, if you will, of the Labor Day Liftoff Balloon Rally, which is a balloon rally in Colorado Springs. Guess when? Labor Day.
Yeah.
And I've been privileged to be the announcer there for the last 2 years. And, boy, we have a fabulous time up there as well. Kind of a mini version of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
There are actually, if you seek them out, there are some very fine balloon events all around the country. You mentioned, obviously, Colorado Springs, and they also have, this is not the only balloon event that takes place in Albuquerque. That's kind of a secret, I guess, but
Well, I'm not sure where you're going with that one.
Well,
but
I was going to talk about Friends and Lovers,
okay.
which is a quad A event,
Right.
obviously. I mean,
In
this is-
February.
In February, yeah. And just down the road, don't they have the St. Patrick's Day? Do they still have the St. Patrick's
Yes, they do,
event?
down in the Berlin area.
Yep. And then, of course, I do events all around the country from Chicago, Illinois, and in a little town called Lisle, a suburb of Chicago. Plano, Texas. Longview, Texas has the great Texas balloon race. There are a number of balloon events. There are about 200 or so around the country if you take the time to seek them out.
We talked about Red Rocks in early December,
Rocks,
middle
yeah.
December. Back here on this field, we have the Jingle Bell Rally.
Yeah,
And
right.
of course, the local balloon club, Quad A, the Albuquerque Aerostat Ascension Association, actually has a flying event every single month. And we routinely will have 50 or 60 balloons attend that. So some of the larger balloon events are our monthly flying events here in
Yeah.
Albuquerque.
So there are a variety of balloon festivals, large and small, all around the United States. And one of the ways you can check those out is by going onto the website of the Balloon Federation of America, bfa.net. And they publish publish a calendar of ballooning events all around the country. And you can check out if there might be one in your neighborhood or some other part of the country you'd like to visit at some point in time. So you can check out the Balloon Federation of America, which, by the way, you can also join. Anyone who has a love of ballooning, whether you're, doesn't make any difference if you're a pilot, a balloon owner, a crew person, or just someone who really loves the sport, likes to take pictures, or just wants to come out and hang out with all this hot air, you can join the Balloon Federation of America, and you can check out all the details at bfa.net. One of the big member benefits of joining is a nice publication called Ballooning Magazine, that ballooning journal that comes out 6 times a year. And I'm quite honored to be just about ready to start my 18th year as the editor of the magazine. So 28 years here and coming up on 18 years with Ballooning Magazine. In other words, I'm just full of hot air.
You're going to need a whole lot more fingers and toes to keep track.
I know. I lose the count. That's why I say when I get to 29, I'm going to stop.
Just stop there.
Johnny Petrit has taken the Cannon balloon airborne, and there again you see those turning vents in operation as their beautiful red, white, and black balloon gets airborne. And I saw Lisa Kempner from Lindstrand Balloons posted a couple of great shots of the balloon, the Cannon balloon last night, standing up against the backdrop of the fireworks, which is another great feature of Balloon Fiesta, or the Afterglow fireworks sponsored by the Albuquerque Journal. Always a huge crowd pleaser here.
And we streamed the live fireworks after the Balloon Glow and America's Challenge.
I was in bed asleep by then.
So we were streaming that, and what we were able to do is, with our multiple cameras here, kind of overlay the cameras. In fact, there's one of the pictures from last night. So pictures looking across to the one direction, camera looking to the north, and of course the Cannon balloon in the picture as well. So to be able to bring all those together, that's just a still shot of the fireworks that we managed to capture from our live stream last night.
Wow.
Those live streams, by the way, are archived and put back onto the site as well. Yesterday we were talking about one from yesterday morning, said it was done in September and it was a test feed. So we didn't get the names right on the website,
okay.
But the feeds are there. They're up there to be able to go back and take a look at. So if you've missed those, you can certainly go see those as well.
So if you got up late today and missed everything, then you could wait a while and see today's flight archived on the feed.
There you go.
Outstanding.
So that's the
So
game
can
plan
I
there.
just sleep in tomorrow and phone it in afterwards then? Would that work?
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, probably not.
Tomorrow morning is a different type of event for us.
Well, it is. We change horses in the middle of the stream, so to speak, tomorrow morning.
The idea here is that nice mass ascension, kind of a let's just go fly for fun and put on a great show on these weekend mass ascensions. During the week, though, we have a competition that takes place. About half of our pilots will participate in the competition. The others will continue to fly more for fun here. So we'll start at 7 o'clock here on the field. And those that are just going to fly for fun will launch from the field and fly away. Once we get all of them off the field, the other half of the balloons, they will have left the field in their trucks to go find a launch site somewhere else, between a mile and a couple of miles away, with the intent to fly back over the field to drop their markers on whatever targets our scoring officials decide to lay out that day. So we have half the balloons take off from here and fly away. The other half will take off from somewhere else and fly to us. Kind of a continual wave of balloons coming across the field here.
That all begins tomorrow morning and runs through the week. That runs Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday, of course, is our Flight of the Nations and on-field mass ascension, midweek mass ascension. But so our competition days are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
There's a little competition
on Wednesday, but it's everybody flies out on that. Now, tell me, what I'm just seeing, and I don't know if Randy can get a shot of it down on the far. She just had a great shot of the, what is that? I don't know, a dinosaur. I guess it's a gator. But just below it, see the red? It's like a new red fish. I've not seen that balloon before. Is that one of the new shapes? We're looking at the back side. All I can see is a red balloon with what looks like a dorsal fin and a couple of side fins on it. I don't know what side fins are called. I know what a dorsal fin is.
They're fins.
They're fins. But it looks like, so do we have that in our database?
I'm looking here,
okay.
But that, and as you mentioned, I built this entire spotting app here,
well,
so
that's
I've
why
looked at these
I
pictures.
figured you would know that. You've seen all these pictures.
I have, and I'm not remembering that one.
And I can't tell enough of it from here because we're looking at the back side to see what exactly that it is. But it looks, I'm guessing it looks to be a fish.
There it is. It's nitro fish.
Nitro fish.
Yeah, from Brazil. First time here for Luis Enrico Ribeiro Don Francisco.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, with my New Mexico, 101 Spanish there.
Well, I could try in a Scottish accent, but it wouldn't be pretty.
So if we were to see it from the front, some nice big eyes and a big mouth from the other side.
Okay.
There. And then the motorbike is popping up
there
as well.
Yeah.
Yep, starting to stand up there as well.
Saw a great shot of it posted yesterday where it looked like he was doing a wheelie above the crowd.
Yes.
Had the front wheel up in the air and really kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't see this one yesterday. The hug bear is out there. The
there he
elephant.
is, yeah.
The elephant and the bear hugging out there.
Elephant and the bear. They were at an event I did earlier this year. I'm trying to think, maybe it was at Plano, Texas, where I saw them for the first time. But really a cute balloon, yeah, a bear and an elephant hugging. Speaking of seeing the face, though, we can't see nitro fish, but boy, there's a great shot of Nellie, Princess Nellie, as she's flying directly across the center of the field now.
What a great tiara there.
What an awesome morning it has been. We're
It
just
really
about
has.
coming to the conclusion of the flying activities this morning. As one of the balloons just lifting off there is the POW MIA balloon, which is Wynn Gustafson. And that balloon, lest we forget, right there beside Bimbo. And so probably a good time to remind folks that as the crowd begins to thin out, although it's going to take a while, it's a good time to visit Main Street where you'll see all of our vendors. And boy, do we have a ton of them over there with a lot of great merchandise as well as food and drink. And
75 vendors, 35 of them are food vendors.
Okay.
There's no need to go hungry here.
so you just start at one end and sample everything as you go from one end to
All the
other?
way down the line. A lot of information booths about different things over there. And Park and Ride brought a whole lot of people out here this morning, and we'll be taking them back to their cars there this morning. And I wanted to remind the folks out there that Park and Ride actually runs for quite a while in the morning. There's no need to rush back into the field to be able to get on board with that.
I think we might be in trouble because I see stormtroopers down below.
Uh-oh. As long as they don't know where the entrance to our rooftop studio is.
That's right. Hopefully we're still secret enough they can't find us. They're part of the entourage that actually protects Darth Vader and Master Yoda
out there.
Yep.
So if you are on Park and Ride here, do not be in a hurry to get in the line there. We will run the buses for you. We continue to run them while they're scheduled till 11. If you're a little later than that, we'll continue to run our Park and Ride buses. Don't be in a hurry. Pick up a program. Pick up a calendar. Hey, we have not talked about the calendar yet this year.
Well, that's because I haven't seen it.
You need to get a copy of the calendar.
I do.
Glenn. Not only does it have, as usual, very fabulous pictures of balloons here, there is a new interactive feature on the calendar this year. So you download this little app on your phone, Android or iPhone, from PixAction, And you open that app and you point it at any of the pictures. So whether it's January or February, you point it there, and it brings up a little video for you to watch about Balloon Fiesta.
Oh, cool.
You go to another month, you get a different video. So there's this whole interactive piece that's going into that, which really brings the calendar to life for you.
That is cool.
And the price is the same as it's always been, so you want to pick up a calendar there and then get that free app. There's instructions inside of that. I believe we have some a little demo movie over there in the official merchandise tent that you can actually see at work. And we show that occasionally on the feed here as well. But it's a really cool little deal. So our pictures come to life with the Pix Action app, all in the official Balloon Fiesta calendar.
Well, it sounds like then once we're done here, I probably should go do some shopping this morning. I have to hang around anyway because we have our, the Balloon Federation of America has its annual general meeting here at 11 o'clock over in the Cutter Pavilion. And so I'll have an hour or two to kill and should go over and do some shopping along Main Street, see what kind of trouble I can get into.
It would be a great time to go over there.
Last year I happened down there, and I hope they're not, well, I shouldn't say that, but last year I went down there and got in trouble because Pandora had a display here.
Yes,
and I have,
and they do again this year.
Oh, good, because I have 3 nieces, a sister-in-law, and a mother, and I walked away from the Pandora tent with a much lighter wallet last year than when I walked in. I can promise you that.
But fabulous Balloon Fiesta pendants.
Well, they had, the Pandora, actually, I don't know what they have this year because I haven't been there yet, but they had last year a really beautiful hot air balloon charm. You know, the ladies all have these Pandora bracelets.
Right.
They have all the charms on it.
Yes.
Well, they had a hot air balloon charm. They had 2. They had the official Fiesta, and then I know I see them. And then we had, I'm pretending I don't see the stormtroopers standing behind us because I don't want to get, zapped.
Good morning, gents.
But,
thanks for coming by to see us. Everything good this morning?
We need to get a photo off with those guys.
Yep. We have a photographer over here, a friend of mine, Don Henderson from Texas is here. He'll get a photo with us for us. Right overhead while we're staging that here, though, Grateful Red, Gary Boyd from Albuquerque flying this nice red and purple with the purple pennants there as well. So we're gonna turn around here and watch the balloons for a second while we get our photos taken here before we get arrested with these guys. Let me see if I can. Kind of a break in the action there to get the photo ops there. That's what's going to happen now that we're not on a secret tower here anymore. We're gonna have to get glossy pictures and sign autographs and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we need to have a.
We're gonna turn into real full-blown celebrities. Not
we'll
just
have a
the
table
voice.
downstairs where we can sell CDs and T-shirts.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to do. That's what we'll have to do here.
Absolutely. That was fun.
It was good. Glad to have that. I think I might have an agent lined up for us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
A talent agent? Cool.
Yep. Well, VR agent here, yes. Our friend Kathy Linedecker says she might help us with that.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
So,
yeah.
We'll recruit her next year.
Kathy can negotiate the new contracts for us next year. Then.
There you go.
Cool.
Hey, I was just looking up here at Grateful Red and Gary up here. I'm taking a closer look here. And he's flying, looks like one of those what we call iron buckets.
Yeah, that's one of the old Aerostar original style baskets they're aluminum, aren't they?
I believe this aluminum,
aluminum
yes.
frame and maybe fiberglass in the sides? Or was that
I never flew one. I
never did either.
I never flew one of those.
That
so
predates me, and I'm an old, what, so. But, yeah, and he's barely moving, too. He's just kind of hanging out over the
field
tower
there,
yeah.
They are. So, but yeah, those were the things. Now, of course, we fly Wicker. Wicker has a lot of stability to it, but also has some give to it.
Well, a lot of people ask about that, why we fly Wicker baskets, and because in the sport, we've tried Kevlar and aluminum, obviously fiberglass and other types of materials, but really nothing has been found to be as resilient and yet strong as wicker and rattan, because to coin a phrase, it can take a licking and keep on ticking. You know, because it does. It actually, wicker absorbs in a hard landing, or if you do something stupid like hit a fence post like I've done, it will absorb the energy and bend and give, and then yet essentially pop back into shape.
Exactly.
Into its original shape, whereas fiberglass and aluminum and those kinds of things don't necessarily do that. So,
And because it's all woven, if you do break a piece of that for some reason,
it's
pretty
easy to
repair.
Yeah.
Not replacing a whole lot of pieces there. So, it really is still the best material for flying a balloon.
It absolutely is. It's old world technology combined with the newer world technology of the newer fabrics that we have, and certainly the more high-powered burners that we have these days. So a bit of old world and new world put together on today's modern hot air balloons.
Well, if you think about it, it's only fitting, since the very first flight of any kind was in a hot air balloon.
That's true.
Back in 1783, we set up a few animals here, a rooster, a duck, and a sheep. And then we sent up a couple of people. We were going to send up prisoners, and then they decided that wasn't a good idea. So we sent some other folks up.
I know a balloon crew that has a few roosters, ducks, and sheep on it, but that's another story for another time, probably.
Well, we usually tell that story. We always tell that story when you take first-timers up, of course.
Well, of course.
And so we talk about how was the rooster, the duck, and the sheep. And continuing that tradition, we flew a few turkeys today, is the phrase that we usually use in our story there.
Well, and if I remember my ballooning history, didn't the sheep end up in Marie Antoinette's zoo or something of that, to that effect? Yeah.
And you know, I was doing some research on that, kind of like why those three animals. And the idea behind the rooster and the duck were because they were birds of sorts, and so they might be able to fly or, those kinds of things. And the sheep had a physiology that somewhat resembled humans.
Human physiology?
So there was actually some rhyme or reasoning to those three animals.
Well, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
So, of course, then we, Pilatre de Rosière, one of the first folks to go up, and that's where we get the term pilot.
Pilot was from his name, Pilatre, that's right.
And Rosière, a type of balloon that combines gas and hot air.
Those Rosière balloons were the ones that have flown around the world, with the exception, of course, of, I was going to say Steve Fossett, but Steve actually ended up flying around the world in a Rosière, as did the Russian pilot who just recently beat his record. And you're right, those are balloons that combine both helium or gas and hot air.
Right. You need a push, Gary?
I was going to say, look, you need a tow? We need to call a wrecker service, need to call AAA and get you pulled out of the air there? Just go ahead and move 10 feet, I don't think, the whole time.
Not much here at all.
He's been here in front of us. So do we have entertainment coming up on stage again this morning at 9 o'clock? Do you know about that?
We do. Let me see if I can pull up who that might be.
See if you can pull that up. The RNS Kawasaki or RNS Motorsports balloon has come up while we've been here talking. What was that? I didn't quite hear him.
A whole lot of something, he said, is what I heard. I think he's talking to the officials here, right over here. So, yes, at 9 o'clock on the main stage over there, we're scheduled to have Wild Blue Country. That's all I know about them.
Okay.
Other than they're going to be good because they're here.
They're here, and
they're going to be good.
My guess is they play country music. That much I think we could probably surmise.
So, there we go.
So probably
Mexican Doll and Mariachi have made it back overhead here as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think these last few balloons are probably going to stay static on the field, and I don't believe we're going to see Nitro Fish or the motorcycle or Bimbo or the hugging bear and elephant there get airborne today. So I think we're probably to the end of this morning's lunches anyway. These balloons may stay inflated for a while.
Such a nice calm day here. We had some winds come up yesterday. I don't expect those to happen today. Hey, Phil, can we call up the gas track again, please? Let's before we get out of here, let's take another look and see where our America's Challenge gas balloons have gone to.
And also, let's remind folks that, again, tonight, you and Larry will be back for another Balloon Glow. This evening, what time did you guys get started yesterday? About 5, 6 o'clock?
I started talking about 5 o'clock because the gas balloons were
for
inflated.
the gas launch.
Yeah, about 6:30, 6 o'clock or 6:30 or so. We will be on our lives. We'll probably put our stream about 6:30 or so. We'll be back here. So I'm trying to see that one balloon has gone way up into Kansas there. and certainly moving into the Oklahoma area here. So across that northern piece of Texas there,
Yeah,
everybody's got some good direction here and some good speeds as they continue to move across. Can we see the status there? Thank you very much. So the Swiss team up there in first place. They're 92 miles west-southwest of Salina, Kansas. They've already gone 744 miles in the 13 hours that they've been up. And Barbara Fricke, Peter Cuneo, team number one, the defending champions from here in Albuquerque. They've done 655 kilometers or 407 miles. And they are about, 70 miles or so west-southwest of Enid, Oklahoma. Again, this is not a timed race. This is a distance race. So, however, the team that goes the furthest is the team that will win.
Well, in a sense, it's a timed race because the longer you stay in the air, potentially the further you can fly.
Exactly.
But
you
yeah,
still have
right.
to cover the distance.
Yeah, you're right. But the winner is determined by distance, not by time in the air.
But in looking in the strategies here, I see three different strategies playing out. So there's two balloons that have gone to whatever altitude they're at to get a nice turn, and they're going to go north. There's two balloons that are staying at an altitude that's keeping them going more directly east. And then the other four are kind of right there, and
They're all
kind of
grouped in the
between there. So three different separate strategies
They're starting to make
place.
that turn to the north, but they haven't taken it nearly as dramatically as the other two teams have. You're right.
And you have to be careful about going north too fast because it's measured on the curvature of the Earth, something we call the Great Circle.
The Great Circle, right.
And so if you go too far north, you don't really gain as much distance as if you can stay farther to the south.
Yeah.
Because that's where the Earth is thicker.
Now, unless those two balloons can go north into Canada and then straighten out and head to the eastern seaboard.
Yes, exactly.
Then they can gain distance.
Yeah. For those who are trying to figure that out, we always look at flat maps, and you would measure that way. That's not the Great Circle.
Right.
Think of measuring around a
globe, and that gives you the Great Circle distance.
That would be it. So we'll continue to watch this. You can watch this live tracking as well on BalloonFiesta.com. The same place you're watching us on the Balloon stream here. Our first year at Balloon Fiesta Live on the air and in the air.
Balloon Fiesta TV.
Balloon Fiesta TV with Balloon.
Yeah.
So we're Balloon Fiesta TV. The show is Balloon Fiesta Live, I think is what we're doing there. Yeah.
I think we're calling the team Balloon Fiesta TV.
Yeah, that's the team
the
here.
show is Balloon Fiesta Live, and there we are, live.
There we are.
Right there.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
So thanks to our folks from Audio Excellence here. Randy and Church and Tony's been down on the field. Phil punching the buttons back there. David with some of our audio stuff. The entire team that has put this together. And we certainly appreciate all of you joining us here. I haven't seen the numbers pretty early. We had more than 300 people watching. Yesterday we got something like 3,600 hits.
3,600, yeah.
So lots of folks taking advantage here.
And really the only announcement there's been of this is just our own social media channels.
Exactly.
So
feel free to share that on yours.
Yeah, feel free to, I shared it on my Facebook page and then made it public so that people could share it and spread the word. I've also tweeted about it. And so absolutely, share the word about Balloon Fiesta Live, if you will, and encourage your friends to join in. I know Barb Tomlin, who runs a Fiesta page, a Facebook page called Balloon Talk, has been sharing it widely amongst their members. And so, yeah, feel free to let people know because we're here not for 9 days, 2 shows daily.
Exactly.
So to speak. We are doing, a friend of mine sent me a text last night asking if there was a live feed for the Balloon Glow. And I said, yes, indeed. We're actually live for all of the events of Balloon Fiesta.
Yes,
if
we are.
there's an event on the field, then we are live for that. So you can see the entire Fiesta from the comfort of wherever it may be that you are by watching Balloon Fiesta Live on BalloonFiesta.com.
And of course, as we mentioned, another Balloon Glow tonight. We have our competition flights tomorrow morning and Tuesday morning. Our Flight of the Nations and Mass Ascension, midweek Mass Ascension on Wednesday. Feature our special shapes on Thursday and Friday.
Yep.
Flights in the morning and a Rodeo in the evenings.
Rodeos.
Saturday, we're back to a weekend Mass Ascension and a night Magic Glow on Saturday night.
And then, of course, we wrap it all up a week from today on the final Sunday morning Mass Ascension. So But there's a whole lot of ballooning to come between now and then, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
And it's going to be a fabulous week. What a fabulous weekend we've already had.
Yeah, what an
and
amazing
especially
morning.
this morning.
Just an amazing morning. And
Look how high center stage is.
I
up
know,
in the
way
air
up
there.
there.
So, yep. And Lottie Dottie Chicken is making it back to the field. Oh, look who else is coming. Tall Steve is out there. Andrew Holly, been flying around, one of the first bullets off the field here, still flying, and he's going to come back in here, and he's going to make the field,
I'll bet you if they open the field for landing, I bet he'll be trying to get back here with Tall Steve.
So we should mention, though, if the balloons do come in for landing on the field, and we expect a number of those will, go ahead and let the crew and the pilot take care of that. Watch what's happening, kind of step out of the way, let them land the balloon. Never get in front of it, even though they look light and fluffy there. They carry a pretty good mass when they're moving. Let the crew and the pilot take care of that. If they ask for help, you're welcome to do that.
Yeah.
But if they don't, please give them some room to take care of getting the balloon landed safely, not only for your safety, but for theirs as well.
Oh, look, the motorcycle just took off.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely. Just now getting airborne. How about that?
And our POW balloon, I don't know if he's been airborne or not.
Yeah,
Has
he's
he been
launched,
hanging there about 10 feet off the ground?
Yeah, I mentioned it a little while ago that he had launched. And Nitro Fish has almost turned around where we can sort of see it, but not quite.
Yeah.
So Main Street is open. You heard Art talking about the number of vendors there, shopping for everyone. Also, we haven't mentioned, but down at the north end of the field, those little peaked top tents, pointy top tents are where the chainsaw carving competition goes on all week, and they create some beautiful pieces of art that you can actually purchase, or you can win some of them in raffles that they hold down there. I actually commissioned one of the carvers to make a bespoke piece for me a couple of years ago of my balloon team logo, and so that's a great attraction to go see. Down at the far north end of the field, our juried arts and crafts, our art show is also down at that end of the field.
That's the bigger tent to the right
the great
down there.
Tent, yep.
And then the L-shaped one there is the 7-Eleven Balloon Discovery Center.
Discovery Center, yes. And so there's a whole different Fiesta to really discover along Main Street now that the balloons have, the flying activities are pretty much wrapping up, although I see a few sort of making their way back now potentially for landings on the field, so again, be aware of that. So Art, you and Larry will be back out tonight for tonight's balloon glow, and then tomorrow morning you and I come back and start the competition flights.
So they are telling the pilots they can land, but to avoid the north end where we can see
Well,
that huge crowd there.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully see them come down to this end here again as well. So Glenn, great morning here this morning.
Wonderful morning this morning. Another successful day for Balloon Fiesta Live, and there we are again on camera. So
thanks for checking us out.
Thanks for checking out the live feed. We appreciate it, and hope you have a wonderful day. You're welcome to stay in the park as long as you'd like, but we want to get down and enjoy some of the excitement too. So we're going to sign off for this morning. And then Art and Larry will join you again tonight for the Balloon Glow, another live feed of that. Art and I will be back tomorrow morning. So good to work with you again, buddy.
Exactly, sir.
And,
thank you.
Let's do it again tomorrow morning.
Same time, same channel.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back later.
Bye-bye.
From the hot air balloon capital of the world, this is the 46th edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, presented by Canon. The world's premier ballooning event is happening now in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is Balloon Fiesta Live, online and on the air.